and gentlemen, please do be seated. Oh, get married, you two?
Don't pull it up yet.
Yes. Well, good afternoon everyone, and on behalf of Lee and Lauren, I would like to welcome you all here this afternoon to West Tower. My name is Kate and I will be guiding this couple through their marriage ceremony today. To my right is my friend David, and together we represent the Lancashire Registration Service. David is a very important gentleman because he is your marriage registrar. He not only has the very important role of witnessing your marriage today, but he will then place all your details into the marriage register, where they will remain for all time. At the end of your ceremony today, he will produce a copy of that entry in the form of your marriage certificate. Now, we are all here today to witness the marriage of Lee and Lauren. And on their behalf, I would like to thank you all for joining them here today to witness the start of a brand new phase in their lives. I know it means a great deal to them that you can all be here today to share in the joy which is theirs. Lee and Lauren are making a commitment to each other for the rest of their lives. Marriage is certainly not an easy path. It requires devotion, the ability to listen, the wisdom to know when we are wrong, but more importantly, the strength to put things right. Lee and Lauren are pledging themselves to each other for the years ahead, believing that whatever life may now hold for them, they will share through the strength that this marriage will now bring. Lee and Lauren, today you will exchange vows which will ultimately unite you as husband and wife. Those words are a formal and public pledge of your love and a promise of lifelong commitment to each other. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do have to tell you all that this place, which is the outside gazebo in which we are now met, has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages. You are all here today to witness the joining in matrimony of Lee Doyle and Lauren Ann Allen. If there is any person here present who knows of any lawful impediment to this marriage, they should declare it now. You certainly invited the right guests. Lee and Lauren wish to marry, for in each other's company they have found fulfilment and love. And as a consequence of this love, they have drawn even closer and now wish to offer each other the security that comes with legally binding vows, sincerely made but faithfully kept. Marriage is a desire for two people to share themselves and their experiences, and a willingness to accept each other for who they truly are. So could I now ask Jordana if she could step forward, please, and do our first reading. In here, Jordana. There's your microphone.
He's Not Perfect by Bob Marley. So you want me to He's not perfect, you aren't either. And the two of you will never be perfect. But if you can make him laugh at least once, cause you to think twice, and if he admits to being human and making mistakes, hold on to him and give him the most you can. He isn't going to quote poetry. He's not thinking about you every moment, but he will give you a part of him he knows you could be. Don't hate him, don't change him, and don't expect more than he can give. Don't analyse. Smile when he makes you happy, yell when he makes you mad, and listen when he's not there. Love hard when the there is love to be had. Because perfect guys don't exist. There is always one perfect guy for you.
Thank you, Georgia. Now, before you are joined in matrimony today, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows that you two are now about to make. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of two people, voluntarily entered into for life, to the exclusion of all others. So I am now going to ask each of you in turn to declare that you do not know of any lawful reason why you may not be married to each other today. And just before we start, you have asked two very special people in your lives to witness this very occasion. So could I now ask Ryan and Natalie if you could come and step inside, please. If you can just come round here, Natalie. As long as you can hear. Yeah. Lee, in time-honoured tradition, we start with our groom. So if you could now repeat these words after me. I do solemnly declare.
I do solemnly declare.
That I know not.
That I know not.
Of any lawful impediment.
Of any lawful impediment.
Why I, Lee Doyle.
Why I, Lee Doyle.
May not be joined.
May not be joined.
In matrimony.
In matrimony.
To Lauren Ann Allen.
To Lauren Ann Allen.
Good start. Okay, Lauren. I do solemnly declare.
I do solemnly declare
That I know not.
that I know not
Of any lawful impediment.
of any lawful impediment.
Why I, Lauren Ann Allen.
Why I, Lauren Ann Allen,
May not be joined.
may not be joined
In matrimony.
in matrimony
To Lee Doyle.
to Lee Doyle.
It has been said that one of the most deepest but understated relationships in human life is that between a caring father and a loving daughter. And on one of the very rare occasions that this relationship can truly be acknowledged is at a wedding ceremony. Paul today represents his whole family, but in this special gesture he symbolises his very deep and true love for his daughter Lauren. So it is with great pleasure that I now ask, who gives this woman to be married to this man? Come forward, Paul. Now manoeuvre yourself around this dress. Now, if you take your daughter's hand and you are going to be handing it over, hopefully this young man will take that hand from you. So when you're ready to hand your daughter over, you try.
There we go. Here you go, Lee.
Paul, I think you can consider your daughter duly handed over and all the stress, worry and financial responsibility that goes with it. So you can sit down a happy dad.
Thank you.
He did a good job, didn't he? So you two, your next set of words is your legal contract of marriage. That contract is with each other and not with me. So you're already starting to turn and face each other. I want to give you that. Lee, again, we will start with yourself. If you could now repeat these words after me. I call upon
I call upon
these persons here present
these persons here present
to witness
to witness
that I, Lee,
that I, Lee,
do take thee, Lauren,
do take thee, Lauren,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
Well done. Lauren, this is it. Deep breath. Are you ready? I call upon
I call upon
these persons here present
these persons here present
to witness
to witness
that I, Lauren,
that I, Lauren,
do take thee, Lee,
do take thee, Lee,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
Well done. Our witnesses, your witnessing duties are over. You may take a seat. Thank you. Now you have both made the declarations that are prescribed by law and have made a solemn and binding commitment to each other in the presence of your witnesses and all your family and friends that are here today. But there are now some additional promises that you two have chosen to make to one another. So again, Lee, for the third time today, you get to go first. And I would probably make the most now of this moment, because after today, you may never get to go first again. So there we are, Lee. There's your promises to Lauren.
Today I stand in front of you a very proud man. I believe I have found the perfect partner to spend the rest of my life with. The truth is I have known for a long time, but I have just never got round to doing anything about it. I promise to love and support you through life obstacles, no matter how big or small. I will try to make every part of your life enjoyable and as positive as possible. Lauren, I love you, and I will try to show you this each and every day of my life.
Well done, Lee. Okay, Lauren, your turn to do your promises. Do you want to come over?
Lee, I stand here today willingly prepared to marry my partner, my love and my best friend. I promise to love and celebrate life with you, to always be there to support you in whatever comes our way. And I promise to stand by your side and work with you towards achieving our hopes and dreams. I thank you for your strength, your courage, your love, your kindness and your compassion. And I thank you for allowing me to show you my true self and for loving me for who I am. I promise to never forget this day or why I fell in love with you. And I promise to always love, honour and respect you for the man that you are and for the man that you will become forever.
Oh, well done, Lauren.
Thank you.
A marriage requires both closeness and distance. Closeness for a couple growing together, but enough distance to allow each partner to remain an individual. A good partner in such a marriage will not only be loving and caring, above all, as you two clearly are, they will be the very best of friends. So could I now ask Patrick to come forward, please, and do our second reading?
From Captain Corelli's Mandolin by Lewis de Bernius. Love is a temporary madness. It erupts like an earthquake, and when it subsides, you have to make a decision. You have to work out whether your roots have become so entwined together that it's inconceivable that you should ever part, because this is what love is. Love is not breathless, it's not excitement, it's not a promulgation of promises of eternal passion. That's just being in love, which any of us can convince ourselves we are. Love itself is what's left over when being in love has burned away. And this is both an art and a fortunate accident. Your mother and I had it. We had roots that grew towards each other underground, and when all the pretty blossom had fallen from our branches, we found that we were one tree and not two.
Thank you. So we have now come to the exchange of rings. Now this is the traditional way of sealing the vows that you two have just made. Your wedding rings are unbroken circles. They have no beginning and they have no end. They are the outward sign of unending and everlasting love. So wear these rings with love and with pride, but wear them now in recognition of your new shared lives together as one. So with that big build up, Ryan, are you still clutching this big box of rings?
Away with the box.
Could I please ask you to give Lee Lauren's ring first? Lee, place that halfway along Lauren's finger and repeat these words after me. Lauren, I give you this ring.
Lauren, I give you this ring
In celebration of my love for you.
in celebration of my love for you,
And as a pledge
and as a pledge
to respect you and grow with you
to respect you and grow with you
for the whole of my life.
for the whole of my life.
Now push that ring all the way along. You want a perfect fit. Wonderful. Ryan, could you please give Lauren Lee's ring? And you may take a seat. Thank you. Lauren, can you place that now halfway along Lee's finger and repeat these words after me? Lee, I give you this ring.
Lee, I give you this ring
In celebration of my love for you.
in celebration of my love for you,
And as a pledge
and as a pledge
to respect you and grow with you
to respect you, as a pledge to respect you and grow with you
for the whole of my life.
for the whole of my life.
And push that ring all the way along. No broken fingers, but a perfect hit. Lee and Lauren, we do hope that this day will form a milestone in your lives to which you will look back upon with love, with joy, with happiness, and with a little bit of laughter. If you two remain as loving and committed to each other as you are today, then you will lead full and rich lives together. This day is truly the start of a brand new phase in your lives together as one. So we hope that the feelings of love that you have now grow even deeper throughout the years to come. Having symbolised your marriage here today by the joining of hands and the giving and receiving of rings, it is now my privilege and my very great pleasure, because Lee and Lauren, I can truly be the first person to congratulate you. You are now legally husband and wife. Give your wife a kiss, Lee. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of our marriage ceremony, and on behalf of David and myself, we hope that you have a wonderful day here celebrating at West Tower. Can we have a round of applause for our friends here? I think you'll all agree that they have played beautifully this afternoon. But our jobs are now sadly over, and we are handing over to all of you here to make sure that this couple truly have a day that they will never ever forget. Some of the more observant of you will have noticed that these two have now swapped sides. Tradition dictates that you enter as part of one family and you leave as part of the other. So could I now ask you all to be upstanding? And as the newlyweds take their very first steps as husband and wife, can we have a huge round of applause for the brand new Mr. and now Mrs. Doyle?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just before we start the speeches, can we have a massive round of applause for Simon Brown on piano? Okay then, well it is now time to commence with speeches. So first of all, can I ask you all to please praise sound to the father of our bride, Paul.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Lauren, Lee, Pat, Irene, Liz and myself, Paul, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you and to thank you all for coming here today to celebrate my daughter Lauren and now son-in-law Lee, their wedding today, and to make sure that when they look back in years to come, they remember nothing but happiness. I'm sure you will all agree with me that my Lol looks absolutely fabulous today, as do all the bridesmaids. I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome Lee to our family. Whilst I've been thinking of writing this speech, if you can call it a speech. I've been remembering things about Lauren growing up. A lot of funny things, and a few things I won't mention today. I remember when she was little, I couldn't move without her. And as any daughter growing up who idolises her dad, she would believe everything I told her. Like when I told her I used to be in Take That. And she went into the school and told everyone. The funny thing about it, she was 15 then. As she got older, one of the things I'm most proud of is how her and Lee both stood on their own 2 feet. Mainly Lee's. And everything they have, or wherever they go, or like today, this beautiful day today, they deserve for working hard and for knowing what they want. I saw how happy my Lauren was today when I was walking her down the aisle. I knew for sure that her and Lee were good for each other. They made me the proudest dad in the world. I can't thank Lee enough for helping my Lauren, looking after her when I wasn't here. And as anyone who knows Lee knows today, he's a great lad. And I couldn't wish for anyone better to be marrying my Lauren today. Thank you, Lee. As I said earlier, it's not much of a speech. So that's enough for me. Now for the thank yous. Because I know that Lee and Ryan can't wait to be next. First of all, the thank yous is for Lauren and Lee for letting us enjoy their special day together. And as I said earlier, I'm the proudest dad in the world today. Secondly, the bridesmaids and the best man for doing such a great job today. And finally, for all of you for coming here today and for making it such a special day for these two. And so that when they look back in years to come, they remember nothing but happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I wish the bride and groom all the happiness in the world. As I say, it's not much of a speech, but, you know. The bride and groom.
Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the man of the moment here, our groom Lee.
Thank you, Paul. You made that look too easy. The first thing I've wrote is that I would like to mention 2 very important people that couldn't be here today. Get off you! Oh my God! One line ago. The 2 very important people that couldn't be here today. The first one, my nan, Peggy. Probably the first person to ever talk to me about marriage. I would always sit in my dad's kitchen, she'd be telling me about when I'm older and referring to my mum and dad or Mike and Ellen or and people who are married. And wait till you're married, lad, you'll have all this. And wait till see what there's going on there. And I'd say, lad, are you mad? Why are you always talking to me about being married? I probably won't get married. In fact, I won't. But here I am, giving this speech, crying. The second person was Lauren's granddad, Chris, who lost his battle with cancer a couple of years ago. So on days like this, you think that those important people are going to be here, but God had other plans. So the next thing is to thank everyone to come. Where was I? So thank you all for coming, showing your love, support, and hopefully your gifts. And then anyone who received their invitation by post, we appreciate you paying the £1.11 for the postage. We were trying to keep costs down and we knew you'd understand. No, seriously, our wedding wouldn't mean half as much to me and my bride if you weren't here to share the day with us. So from me and my beautiful bride, thank you very much. The next task is to thank the in-laws. Can't remember why now. Oh yeah. Without Liz and Paul, Lauren wouldn't be the beautiful and determined young lady that makes me laugh and cry every single day of my life. So thank you, Liz and Paul. The next thing is to thank my own mum and dad. Otherwise, Lauren's first task as my wife will be to arrange my funeral. Seemed funnier that when I wrote it. No, seriously, mum and dad, I take you for granted. I take the periods for granted every day. So, if I wanted to lift a town, or my dinner cooking after work, or a honeymoon, I'd only have to ask my mum and dad. So,
Louise next.
5 minutes this took on a time. The next people to thank are the bridesmaids, Dom, Georgia, and the maid of honour, Natalie. Thanks, girls. Today you've been terrific eye candy. And I'm sure your perky breasts and asses will be the focus of many a conversation. No, seriously. The bridesmaids have helped Lauren out an awful lot over the last few months. Except for Georgia. Except for Dominique. Who missed her dress fitting, forgot her knickers yesterday, and made quite a show of herself on the Henry. Sorry, Dom, I was told to be very honest. Now, the last part is the bit that Lauren's been dreading. Because anyone who knows me knows I don't give compliments out very often. You know, 8 years ago, I gave Lauren my phone number and I told her to phone me. I wasn't all that optimistic that she would. She was a little bit out of my league. But when she did, I was like a giddy kid at Christmas. So I didn't want her to let her know that, so I played it cool and calm. I told her I was busy and I phoned her back. After 3.5 minutes, I thought, she'll have got the point there. So I phoned her up, and I tried to make a date, and she said she was hungover. So I said, well, we'll just go to Pizza Hut then. So, you know, wined and dined her in the Pizza Hut. I think the promotional offer at the time was £15 for two and all you could eat. But that's when it started. Me and Lauren become best friends. I wrote more stuff, Lauren, about you. So we started going out most weekends. We would laugh all night and I can't remember what it said now. I started enjoying the company very much. So we grew to love each other, and that's more or less the end now.
Go on. Well done, Lee.
Try. I don't know better what to say. The bottom line is anyway, thank you for marrying me. You look more beautiful today than 8 years ago when I first wished you off to the Pizza Hut. So now I hand you over to the best man.
Hello. We on? We on? Right. I'm going to do things a bit different today. I'm going to start off by making a toast to the most important people here today. So if everyone could raise a glass to the bar staff. I'd like to thank Lee for asking me to be the best man and for me to give me the job of ripping the back out of him for the next few minutes. So I'm going to start off by letting everyone know that Lee's had his eyebrows waxed for today. I'm not messing either. Now I know there's a few in for the running, and I'm sure Ben, Wayne and Neil are all gutted it's not them up here doing a speech right now. As the best man, it's my duty to give Lee the most uncomfortable 5 minutes of his life, and I'm sure that Lee will give Lauren the most uncomfortable of her life tonight. I was going to try and do a funny speech, but knowing Lee's got to do a first dance later, I thought I'd leave the comedy to him. His friends will know about his dancing, and quite a few other people do as well. One of Lee and Lauren's first dates he went on was to a restaurant, and when the waitress came over and asked him, "Are you the lad from Garland with the dance moves?" So let's see what you've got later, snakeheads. Now, I'm not sure how many of you know this, but this wedding nearly didn't happen. Lee thought it'd be a good idea to get engaged in Las Vegas. After being there for a couple of days, carrying the ring round with him everywhere he went, he still hadn't asked. He kept phoning our house saying everywhere was too tacky and he couldn't get down on one day. So one night, just as Elvis at a roulette table, he decided to bet Lauren that if the black ball landed, he would... Okay. No, he decided to bet Lauren that he'd marry her if the black ball landed. So he bet $100. So the first time the red ball came in, and he said the same again. Once again, the red came in. Third time round, he said double or quits, and lucky for him, the black ball come in, and he got his money back. No, money joke. And he got down one day and asked Lauren to be his wife. And I'm sure you'll all agree, the gamble paid off. Let me just say how lucky you are today, Lee. You're going to leave here having gained a wife that is warm, caring, who makes everyone smile in her presence. And Lauren, you will leave here today having gained an amazing dress and a lovely bouquet of flowers. Now, before the big day, I know Lee was worrying about the turn-up, especially with it being so far away and of a Sunday. And with the turnout today, it just shows how far people will go for a free meal. Now, on a serious note, I'm sure we will all agree how good Lauren looks today, and Ollie looks all right as well. It's been a fantastic day so far, and all the effort and hard work has paid off. And I'd just like to say thanks for making me a part of it. I'd like to wish Lee and Lauren all the happiness in the world. Now, if you'd all like to stand and raise a glass. To the new Mr. and Mrs. Doyle. Yay! Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Cheers.
Thank you.